is Michael. I'm the CEO of Propertyfinder.ae. The essence of Propertyfinder, the way we started it, was we wanted people to feel engaged. And because in Dubai, back 10 years ago, everybody was working for a branch of a company that sat somewhere else, maybe in the US or maybe in Europe. And it was not a very homegrown Dubai-based company. And so the idea and what got everybody engaged in the early days is to be part of the thinking and the strategy and being close to the founder. And so this is really the sense that we try to perpetuate over the last 10 years. And even as we grow and we scale, we feel we get people engaged in the decisions that we take. Because of the structure of the company, a lot of the decisions and strategic decisions happen in the company and not necessarily at a board that is happening somewhere else, very remote from the operation. So everybody does have to feel that they can bring their piece to the story. The ROI, the way we measure it, is very similar to any large-scale company. We've got our budgets, we've got our KPIs for each head of departments, and we've got the metrics that we measure thereon. So on the ROI, we make sure that the ROI is there. I think what we're talking here is about the engagement and the passion that is driving those ROIs, and I can tell you that we've got great success by giving the people the feeling of participation and the feeling of ownership of the business. Also because a lot of the people in the business are owners in their own right, and they've got access to a share option plan, and so they act as owners. And when they see somebody wasting money or somebody doing an average job, well, they go and they tell them off. And why are you doing it like that? This is not the best way. There's a better way to do it. And so you suddenly have a group of people that are extremely engaged, which is the challenge of the biggest organization. Is we don't know who we're working for, and we don't really know where the money is going. So who really cares what happens? And as long as we keep our job, that's what matters. So that's the behaviors that we're trying to take out and infuse them with ownerships and engagement. It's all working towards a common goal. So people have to buy into the mission of the business. So the interviews of my key directors never start at the office. It's always a conversation in a party or in a restaurant or somewhere random when I run into somebody, and it starts with a crush, right? With someone, you have a crush and you're like, oh my God, this guy's smart, this guy gets it. What's your field? Oh, you're in finance? Okay, we got something to do. So it's not really about, oh, you're great in finance, so we're gonna bring you in it. No, it's about a personal crush with the person and getting that person to buy into your mission and liking what you're doing and the energy, and then saying, okay, there's definitely something here. All right, what is the field and how can we work together? And let's make room for that to happen. All my directors that are running the different departments are all people that I knew before I hired them. I didn't conduct. I'm not going to give my finance department or my entire marketing budget to somebody that I've interviewed 2 or 3 times. I want to make sure that the person lives the value that I have, lives the energy and bonds in what I'm building before I bring him into the office and ask him to do his job. That's a given that he's going to be able to do his job. So I think that really what makes us a bit of a different place. Growth internationally, we've had to walk away a little bit of that startup cultures, because when you're running 7 different offices across the region, you can't just assume that you're a startup and your culture will fly through all the offices, and so you have to put some structure into place. And so I think our biggest strategic decisions was to empower those local entities and act more at a board level like a VC that is empowering the local country manager as one would empower an entrepreneur, and giving him an upside on the business and giving him shares of that business on the ground that he's running, that he can then later on down the line roll up into the holdco company and be there at the IPO party the day that happens, or whenever an exit or whenever there's a good story and a good news well, you want everybody to think, wow, this is also good for me, and it's not just good for the owners, right? So I think that's really the strategic project that we've done right now is how do we behave like a VC, like a PE, more firm with our country managers rather than a boring corporate organizations that take most of the decisions. Yeah, I think it's great that in this part of the world, you've seen so many conferences about property, obviously, but also about a lot more tangible subjects, and having HR coming at the forefront of the scene, it tells you a little bit about the maturity of the working place of Dubai. I think HR was the least of the worries of the owners a couple of years ago, and to see it come forward, it tells you that Dubai has massively matured as a working place, and that today there's competition among good companies, and it's not just about the pay, but it's also about the feel that an employee will have when he joins a company, and so you got to create that great environment, and I've picked up some great ideas today, some little things that we could do, because it's an addition of a lot of little things that make a big difference. So I really enjoyed it.